Hello, evening. Hope everybody's well. Thanks very much for coming over. And welcome to another Friday night fun time. Let's call it fun time. It's the end of the week. Everybody's been at work. Mark sits there acting like a muppet. Don't know why. I think he's having a stroke or something.
We're having fun.
So anyway, welcome to everybody in the chat. Thanks for coming over and joining myself and the worms. Tonight we have Mark, the whatever you call it, woodturner. He's acting like a whatever.
Steady.
Brian.
Steady, boy.
Brian. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for coming over and joining us.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Brian was moaning before we went live.
I was, yeah, complaining about the length of Steve's intro.
Yeah.
It's a short one Friday night.
Oh,
so anyway.
That was a short intro. God help us.
Short one. So anyway, tonight I am turning.
Brian.
Yeah, Brian's had enough. He's off.
No, I'm back again. I'm just closing the door.
Right, so I bought this book the other week, Weekend Woodturning Projects. I've had a bit of a read through actually. Not very often I read a book, but I actually had a read through this, and there's some really good
pictures.
There's lots of pictures, which is even better. Because I am from Norfolk. So anyway, I've had a bit of a gander through it, and tonight I'm going to have a go at doing a little tiny bud vase. Can you see it? No, that way. Little bud vase.
Yeah.
10 inches high by 2.5 inches across. The neck says it's got to be about 4 inches long, so that could be a challenge on its own. So that's what I'm going to have a go at. So what I have on the lathe, put you guys in the background. What I have on the lathe. What I have on the lathe is a piece. Well, Mark, should I say? I'm going to blame Mark on this one. Mark thinks it's a piece of cherry.
No.
No, that's not
the guy you bought it from said it was cherry.
Yeah, the guy I bought it from.
I agreed.
The guy I bought it from said it was cherry, which was a long while ago, and he did have dementia, bless him. So it's been semi-turned round.
I've got a piece of cherry here that looks just like it.
Well,
so
no,
I agreed.
Yours is a bulb, like this is a spindle.
Same colouring.
Oh, same colouring. Same colouring.
We'll find out when
one of those nice people.
So anyway, if it looks tosh, we will colour it. So we'll get some shape on it, and I'm going to try and keep to the. Actually, I'm going to bring the book over here. I'm going to try and keep some of the shape that we've got on the.
If it is cherry, good luck colouring it.
Why?
Cherry doesn't take colour very well.
Oh, that will if you put enough on it. So we've got
throw enough paint at it.
Yeah, you throw enough paint, anything that'll stick. So I'm going to try and keep that sort of shape. So we're going to mark some sizes on there, and we'll see what we can do. You never know, we might actually be able to copy something. That'd be pretty impressive.
Careful, there's a little bead on the bottom of that. See?
I know.
We'll do that with your skin.
There's a fillet at the bottom of the neck too.
Fillet? Got to find a tape now. So let's have some measurements. So we have. Need to put
I'll ask that question again. Is this a skew project or?
No, it's not a skew project.
Terry would do it with a skew.
Yeah, or Terry can do it. Terry can do it on Monday as a skew if he wants to. So.
Terry's got something else to turn on Monday, as you well know.
Oh yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm not turning it.
Yes, you are.
So we've got 5mm for the neck.
Go on, Brian. You're going to read the names out.
110.
Oh, wait a minute. See, can I get this?
I've been talking all day. Voice is tired.
All right.
Peace and quiet. Thank God for that.
Oh, hold on a minute. Let's see. Can I minimise this?
Oh, before you do this, Hodgepodge is asking, is there a tenon or is there a prong drive in the chuck?
There's a prong drive in the chuck. In there. I'm going to put a tenon on the end so I can hold it in the chuck.
No, he hasn't paid for the chest set, so I haven't started on it. When Brian pays for it, I'll start making it.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
This is the conundrum we have, because he says he's not going to pay for it until I've made it. And I say I'm not going to start making it until he's paid for it.
Oh, that's about badly you're having. Okay.
It's 110. It's 165.
I could find Steve SK on YouTube. Oh, there it is. I found it.
You found it?
Yeah, I found it, yeah. Let's see.
I'll be with you in a minute, folks.
Yeah, just give me a second here, guys. I'm catching up with myself. It's all right.
Right, so
participants,
first,
that's what I was looking for. I found a participants list. Yay!
Well done, Brian. Well done.
So here we go.
Same old operator.
Operator errors, right? Terry started that. It's not fair. So, and according to the participants list, this is who we have. Mr. Andy Best. Andy H is for turning. Mr. Barry Chitty. Barry at Wood Creations. Christine and Michael Heseltine. Gary Letizia. Gerard the French Wood Turner. Robert from Hodgepodge Works. James Crawford. Our good friend Jean LH. Jennifer Krafts Creations, who I believe is on holiday this week. Well done, Jennifer.
Down in Liscard at the moment.
Joe Senior is in.
Hi, Joe. Or shall I say?
Oh,
that's terrible.
Nasty.
John from New Jersey. Welcome, John. All the way from New Jersey. DLM. Paul Houghton, Giesby Turner. Greasby Turner. Dodgy character called SKkrafts. Just ignore him.
Yeah, just ignore him.
Steve Fleming, Steve Hale, Terry Bartlett, Terry from TJ Turning. Occasionally turning with Terry, occasionally on a Monday. Trevor P, the Hobby Turner. Mr. Trevor Reed. Wood Wizardry by Colin. Woodturning. Last but very not by least any means. That's all that's on the participants list. I'm sure there are a few more, but Mark can pick them up.
Jennifer's had to go because they've got a bad connection.
See you later,
Jennifer.
Enjoy your holiday.
Yep, enjoy your few days off, Jennifer.
Metatech's asking, are we turning firewood? No, I don't think so. We think it's a bit of cherry.
Cherry.
Could be firewood if you burn cherry for firewood. But
just watch long enough, it could be firewood.
It could be.
Michael Howell's in. Hi, Michael.
Hi, Michael. How you doing?
Greetings. Felicitations to you, sir.
Metatech. Who's Metatech? Good evening, Metatech. That's a name I'm not familiar with.
Yeah, it's a new name.
Good evening.
So, is there a name attached to that Metatech? You can let us know who you are. Welcome to the channel. Mr. Eric is in.
Jared.
And Gerard the French Turner. Good evening, sir. We have got 57 watching.
Oh, thank you very much. Welcome to everybody.
William Kenny has just joined us. Hi, all. It says. Metatech says, yeah, Phil.
Oh,
Phil. Phil. Hi, Phil.
Welcome
along.
You don't have to be mad to be here, but it helps.
Yeah, it does a bit, yeah.
If nothing else, the channel will help you sleep.
Michael Howell is in. Good evening, Michael.
I said that you weren't listening.
Mark and all. I didn't get a mention there, Michael. Thanks very much. It's all right. Not a bit offended.
Right, so let's get this turned down to the size we want, which is.
Oh no, that again. How do you undo that?
Oh God, what's he done now?
I'm trying to share my screen now. I don't know what I'm doing.
Gerard, I will put the link in for the book.
Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, that's not there. I just cancelled that.
Right, so
That's mucho better. I can see again. Now let me catch up with the chat. Who's in the chat? DJ Tony, question. So is that the hashtag week? This hashtag this week, a Budvaz? No, Terry, it is not. The hashtag week is announced on Sundays. Pay attention. For goodness sake.
Terry, you know what the hashtag is. We told you last night.
He's supposed to know. But of course, if you looked on Steve's channel, you would find out because he's already announced it. His channel.
Right, so we need a 5mm step in there for the first part.
Right, there's the link for the book.
It's a very good book. Amazon, I think it was on Amazon for about 11, just under 12 quid.
That's where I've just got the link from.
There you go.
Why did you just send that to me, Mark?
I did not send it to. Oh yes, I did. Sorry, I did send it to you.
Exactly. I think you meant to send it to somebody else, like the chat.
I meant to send it somewhere where I could copy the chat, copy the link.
Oh, yeah. I take it. You want me to do that?
No, it's fine.
Done.
Right, so
okay.
let's get spindle gouge.
Many chance?
It was I had to go somewhere. So.
Let's take some of that with a rough and gouge first.
I think I have to buy this book now. Expense. Oh.
Oops, don't want to do that.
Oops.
Metatech says, okay, I need a nap. I have to cut down a dead peach tree, wondering what to do with the wood.
Seal it, let it dry, turn it into things.
Cut it, seal it, dry it, turn it.
Even if it's
Just
practice, even if it's practice wood.
Oh, Barry Shetty says Amazon are sold out. Try eBay.
Amazon may be sold out, but you can get the SKU number off of Amazon and then put that into Google and find out where it is on sale elsewhere.
Yeah. I would imagine eBay have got it.
Oh. David Rose asking a question now. What does it say?
Do believe it is. Hold on.
And Michael Howell, it's obviously not paying attention because he just asked again about the chess set.
Mm-hmm.
Andy H. Turning says, I have just ordered the book on Amazon. That's why I've got none left. Andy's just bought the last one, obviously.
Oh man, Andy, it's a bit inconsiderate. It's a good book, I must admit. I was quite surprised with the amount of information I had inside it.
Joe Senior wants to know what are you two on? Question mark. I think he must be referring to Steve and Mark because it's not me. You couldn't be talking about me.
Well, I'm on my feet. Right, nice sharp. That'd be better. Oh, that's better.
Steve, is your camera frozen?
Oh, it's possible.
Yeah, it looks like
Because I can hear noises, but I can only see.
Yeah.
I think it is. No, look, we've got the dreaded screen of blackness. Side cam.
actually, that might be.
There we go. You're back now, Steve. Yeah. I can see the rotation as well as hear the noise.
Who asked about the...
Oh, yeah, it was David Vaughan. Write a letter. David Vaughan.
So,
You not found it yet?
No, because I believe one of the ones I might have unlisted.
Oh, shocking. Oh, is my mic okay? Gerard is having trouble hearing what I say. Unfortunately, my microphone sometimes fades out because of my YouTube, or not my YouTube, my internet connection. I don't think we did, Ben. Lionel's in, guys. Good evening, he says.
hi,
Evening,
Lionel.
Brian, Steve, and bonsoir, Mark.
So,
DJ Turning says, internet packed up for 4 minutes. Have I missed much? Yeah, you missed loads. So how wide is the mouth opening of this little vessel?
10mm hole down the centre of it.
Yep.
It doesn't really say the length of it, but I suppose that's how deep you dare go, really.
No, the width of the
this?
Of the mouth. Yeah, that's it.
That's around about 65mm.
65. You leaving it at that?
Well, that's what the drawing says.
Okay.
It does look a bit big to me, but
It doesn't look a bit big and chunky, but Paul Houghton agrees with Turner, says, question, getting a bit thin to draw the hole. Should you not been better drawing the hole to start with? Question?
what was that?
Would it not have been advisable to draw the hole to begin with?
Well, no, it don't say. It says shape the top first on the drawing.
Okay. Just a thought. Nice British pronunciation, Brian. Yeah, right, Michael.
maybe can't find it.
Can't find it, Mark. I can see what Mark is. Mark's searching on his computer now with a quizzical look in his face. Like, why can I not find this? It's like, mon me, why can I not find this?
Really should do the descriptions on my videos better.
You really should, yeah. Or number them. Chrisky's Wood Creations is in. Good afternoon, Chrisky.
Oh, crispy.
And Billy's Woodwork has joined us as well. Good
Hi,
evening,
baby.
sir. Gerard, the French turner, says, are we sure we are Friday tonight? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. It's a very subdued in the audience and earworms. Very subdued?
Subdued.
We're being peaceful. It's a peaceful Friday. Besides that, I'm still on my first term tenants.
Right, so I'm going to just do, because I think I've got to narrow this down a little bit. Well, I have got to narrow it down a little bit. I want to get that top bit of shape in there.
Oh, I missed your question, Colin. Sorry. Let me go back a little bit and see if I can find it. Colin. Oh, Colin, how long ago did you ask the question? See, my other sort of cohort and earworm is
I find it. I think I might have deleted it. Sorry.
Lost.
Hurry.
So you can have a look for David later and see can you find it. If you can, you can always message him and say, found it. Oh, I can't find it. Well, I can't find your question, buddy. Oh, Alex of the Wooden things is in.
Hi,
Good
Alex.
evening, Alex. Missed you. Sorry, buddy. Could you ask the question again, Colin? Can't find it, buddy. Sorry. I'm blaming Mark because he wasn't paying attention, you see. Oh, it's Joe. She's replied to Jared and says, Jared, it's because I'm not an earworm and no one is picking on my singing. LOL. I never pick on your singing, Joe. I always praise your singing.
The voice of an angel.
And sometimes even sing along.
Voice of an angel, eh? So many jokes, so little time. What can I do?
Benjamin has just said, that reminds me, Joe, I can turn my smoke alarm back on now.
Poor Joe.
That's terrible, Ben. Pat Cummings is in. Good afternoon, all, he says.
Hi, Pat.
Hope everyone is well. As do I, Pat. I've seen a little video today from Brian, the Florida bearded woodturner. He's been off the rails for a few weeks. He had COVID.
Oh,
He was laid up. Well, he wasn't actually laid up because his business is grass cutting in the summertime. So he was still working and had COVID. Poor guy.
Needs must and all that.
If any is subscribed to the bearded Florida bearded woodturner, hop over and say hi to him. Make him feel better, guys. Wood Wizard by Colin. That's okay. I just asked if you've tried the SC2 Chuck yet. Nice freebie. Thinking of getting one. I actually haven't tried it yet. Because I didn't get any turning done today because I was cutting grass for most of the day today. From 8 o'clock this morning, or for 8:30 this morning to 2 o'clock this afternoon, I was cutting grass.
Oh, what it's like to be landed gentry, eh?
Then I had to go and do some other things like get oil for my car, go to the post office and pay a visit to the garage because I've got a warning light on my car. The engine warning light is on my car.
That's fine.
And it says...
Another 2 or 3 years, yeah, before you need to do anything.
Yeah, probably, yeah. It has to be done before the MOT, which is in February. However, it's booked into the garage today. I went to get it analysed today, stuck the little thing in and plugged it in. Once we found where the plug-in point was on my Renault 309, whatever it's called.
Renault, that's a Peugeot, isn't it?
It's a Peugeot, sorry, a Peugeot, sorry.
That's why the Renault garage couldn't find the fault.
That shows you how much I know about cars. I know absolutely nothing about cars. But after 5 minutes of searching, we found it hidden under a plastic cover in the center console of the dashboard. You have to lift the plastic cover out to get at the free. Is this a fella? Stop yawning, Mark. Goodness sake. Pay attention. Stop yawning.
Right, I don't want to drill down there because I want to shape some of this first.
Yeah, right enough, Jared, yeah. Jared says, Brian, I thought you'd have a private driver to drive you around. Yeah. They call that a chauffeur, Jared.
Chauffeur.
It's a French word, I believe. Surprised you didn't know that. Sorry, Jared. Norman? Who's Norman? Norman Greenwell's in. Good evening, Norman.
Hi, Norman. New name?
Are you paying attention at all tonight, Mark? Or are you doing something else? Did you put that phone down and stop talking to Kim?
Not talking.
Yes, you are.
I'm on YouTube chat. Still trying to find that video for... I can't find it.
Trevor, the P, the hobby woodturner, says, my son had an engine warning light come on. Oops, it cost him £1,200 to repair.
Blimey. Oops, Glenn's in.
Oh, no.
Hi, Glenn. How are you, Glenn? Nice to see you, Glenn.
Apparently,
Glenn's here, everyone. Hey, everyone. Glenn's here.
Everybody say hi to Glenn.
Gets upset if you don't say hello to him.
Don't, please. I'm trying not to laugh.
Billy, mates.
Fact.
There are 73 people in the chat, and one of them is Glenn. So 72 other people need to say hello to Glenn. Say,
hi, Glenn.
Hi, Glenn. So all you guys in the chat say hi, Glenn. There we go. There we got it. Coming, Trevor Reed. The Yorkshire kid says, hi then. So Brian Breakoff says, Brian, first thing to do is disconnect the battery, then reconnect it after a minute or two. It discharges like a capacitor and generally fixes it. I will give that a go, Brian, and see what happens. Benjamin says, I reckon Mark and Kim have a thing going on, don't you know?
Yeah, we do.
I think you could be right there. I just have a suspicion, Ben. I'm not 100% sure, but just have a suspicion. I think the pictures on their Facebook pages kind of give it away a little bit.
Eric Winkler says, question, Steve, what a great shape on that wine glass.
Thanks, Eric.
That's upside. You're looking at it upside down, Eric. Christina Michael said hi, Glenn. Roger Mills said hi, Glenn.
Tell you what, those juggling clubs, make 2 more of those, Steve, and you've got a set.
You used to make what I think they were called Indian clubs.
Indian?
Yeah, Indian clubs. You used to for exercising. You used to have 2 of them, and you kind of swung them about in place and spun them. And my grandfather had 2. I took a chisel to them in his shed.
Glenn says, did he mention that he's going to Spain next week on his motorcycle?
No.
Yeah.
Didn't know that, Glenn.
Did I mention I'm riding to Spain next week? No. How are you going to get to Spain then, Glenn? There's a whole big bit of water in the way. I can't ride a bike over the water. Jigsy Shed says, my wife's van failed its MOT and the garage is struggling to source the part. So it's currently off the road. Found out that the warning light has been on for ages and was ignored. Oops.
That's a woman thing, that is.
I'm kind of with you there, Hodgepodge. Hodgepodge says, right, Steve, brace yourself. The curve on the body of the vase does look nice. Totally agree. Hodgepodge goes on to say, not sure about the neck, though.
No, the neck needs to be a bit narrower, I
think. It needs to curve.
In the middle there.
Oh,
yeah.
It's me, sorry. Right. Oh, the Yorkshire gets going via Holland.
Bit straight.
So you're going to have a nice flat part of your first part of your journey then. Well, maybe not so flat. You'll be on the sea, of course. Maybe a bit up and down, a bit bumpy. I hope it's a nice calm crossing for England. And then speedily through Holland because it's a bit boring. It's kind of flat.
Jigsy saying, what part of Spain are you heading to? The hot part.
The very hot part, south. The hedgehog has made an appearance, Jared.
Sorry.
I was waiting for Jared to say something, but he didn't. Yep, Jared has said, Yes, saw your trip I champion Facebook, man. Good luck and enjoy.
Steve, would you maybe get a better curve using the spindle roughing gouge?
Or a skew.
That's not going to happen, Brian.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought that was pointless saying it, so.
Be an ideal project to practice on. Triggsy Shed says that should be a great trip, Glenn. It's a beautiful area. And yeah, his sister is down in Seville, and it's crazily hot down there. It's okay. Glenn's only taken 2 pairs of shorts and
Ruby
One pair.
Clapton. Hi, Ruby.
Hi, Ruby.
evening.
One
Good
pair of
evening, Ruby.
underpants.
Let's see what Ruby thinks of the neck. Ruby, I know you've just joined, but what do you think of that neck?
I think the fillet's too big.
I think it's too long as well.
4.5 inches, it says on there. The neck should be.
Is that from the tip to the fillet?
From there to there should be 4.5 inches.
And is it?
Yep, 110 mil.
I don't know if it is or not. And Ruby Claire says, have you drilled through yet?
Not yet.
The answer is no, Ruby.
110 mil, look, see, 110 mil.
Perfect. Man can measure. No but one is a builder.
I'm going to put a 0.5 mil hole all the way through.
Half a mil hole, yeah. Put a 1 mil hole, you get one bud in it.
It does say bud vase. Don't say
It does,
buds. I think this is too big. I think that should be smaller.
Yes. It doesn't look in
Proportion.
It doesn't look in proportion, does it?
No,
Derry,
looks too big.
Derry has just explained to Ruby that it is a vase. Is there some doubt there, Derry?
That's better. Even just doing that makes it look better.
And Hodgepodge has said, maybe you should return that book, Steve.
30-day return. I'm going to photocopy all the pages and send it back.
Ruby says, I think the top is a little too big. It is chunky. It needs to be thinned out a little lot.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be showing you my belly then, Brian. Sorry.
Yeah, right. There's the things you see in chat rooms. Adam has suggested, just make a goblet and be done with it.
Oh, such a caring and supportive community we're involved with.
And Ruby has just suggested, Steve, that's better.
Thanks, Ruby.
It's the book was Weekend
Projects.
Weekend Woodturning projects.
Yeah.
But the
Oh, you tart.
Axminster's out of stock. Axminster.
Amazon's
out of stock.
You've got Axminster on the brain, my lad.
I have. Oh yeah.
I'm dear Steve.
I was a bit aggressive with the.
What tool were you using there anyway?
Spindle gouge.
Right. It could, yeah. I thought that the opening, or that, I don't know what you call that part, the funnely end.
The opening.
The opening.
Yeah, the funnely
end.
Looked
a bit big. Looked a bit big anyway, so you didn't do it any harm. The Hodgepodge says there's going to be tough hauling that out.
Yeah, can't wait.
It just gets a 10 mil hole drilled through the stem. Is all it gets.
I ain't getting 10 mil through there, is it?
I don't know how wide is it.
It's getting a 7 mil hole drilled through there now.
If you're lucky.
Are you going to drill it on the lathe?
Yeah.
Suggests. Ruby Claire suggests.
Why are you parting it off?
I'm not parting off. I'm doing it so I can sand it. Calm down. Calm down.
Ruby suggests you should have drilled it first. You turn it in the other direction.
We live on the edge, Ruby. We live on the
You
edge.
probably should have drilled first and turn in the other direction. Do you mean reverse, Ruby? You can't turn in reverse.
Well, when you look at the picture, when that's showing you, the neck, this part is actually on the tailstock.
Show us a picture, Steve.
Put the picture up on the lathe.
There, look. The actual neck is on the tailstock.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that is I.
So.
Okay. Who wrote this book?
Who wrote it? Mark Barker.
Hold on. Put the picture in the same orientation as the piece on the lathe, just behind it.
It shows the whole thing.
Like that piece.
Show us the finished piece.
That's it.
Oh, yeah. But that's it, yeah. Right.
That is telling, that says there, look, 110 mil. That from there to there is 110 mil.
I tell you, I just fell off his chair.
The body should be a bit chunkier,
chunkier,
shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go down.
But I don't think that picture is in proportion ratio. Because that looks more narrow than what it is. Does it make sense? That should be longer.
What's the outside diameter of the neck?
Yeah, that doesn't give it. I mean, that says 110 mil from there to there, and that is 110 mil.
The diameter, Steve.
No, the diameter. It says 20 mil, but that's under 20 mil. That's only 15, 16 mil. I did do that a bit OTT.
All right. That's good.
But we will live with it.
It's a good representation.
It's grand.
All right, so I'm just going to turn a little bit of this off.
This could turn into a weekly challenge at some stage.
Yeah.
Hashtag Bud Buzz Week.
I can't say anything. It's better than what I could do.
Don't say anything, yeah. And New Ant says there's a typo in the book.
So I'm just going to part that off a little bit with that.
Hodgepodge says it's like we're all on that Nailed It show.
Andy Clinetti's in. Hi, Andy.
Hi, Andy.
Hi, Andy.
Good evening, buddy. Woodward by Colin says the photo looks very similar, though. I like it. I quite like it too.
Yeah, I like the photo too.
This should have been a bit chunkier here. That should have been a little bit wider. I could have left it a little bit more wider than what I actually.
Brian's just falling off his chair.
With friends like you.
He was a bit slow. He was a bit slow getting that one. When he got it, he just like, oh yeah, that was good.
You know, Mayback's a bitch, don't you?
Yeah, I know.
It is a bit. Yeah. But sure. Adam says, I like it. In brackets, quite.
Thank you. Right, so I'm just going to clean that little tiny nib off of there.
Doug Mulder says, I like it.
So I got a little tiny nib on there.
Ruby Claire says, drill it now.
I'm drilling it, Ruby. I'm drilling it. Just going to clean this nib off of here.
Tell him, Ruby.
I did suggest at the beginning, Ruby, that he might have drilled the hole first. The book said no, so we didn't do it.
Apparently, the book said after you do the neck, which to me don't make sense. I would have drilled it first, but hey ho. So 1/2 mil drill bit.
Gene LH has just said. Steve's buzz. He can cut it up if he wants.
You allowed it before I did.
Well said, Gene. It is his show and he can do what he likes.
If not, I'll cry.
Is that a 6 mil or 5 mil?
Now, if I have to go round to Steve's this evening,
8 mil.
Take him out of the corner of the shed where I found him crying into his t-shirt. It's all your fault, guys, in the chat.
Oh man, has he sent it?
Drill it now, and if you have a steady rest, use it. Steady rest, put your hand on it.
That'll be fine. You lot panic too much. What's the worst can happen?
It breaks. That's the worst can happen. It breaks. Like that.
Terry from DJ Turning says, when you drill it, can you leave it on the overhead so we can see the drill bit come through the side?
That won't come through the side.
It'll make for good TV, though. And William Kenny says, rather you drill it than me. Oh, I'm holding my breath now.
That's better when you undo the thing then.
Oh, that's a good sharp bit you have, Steve. Oh, damn it. Oh, he's going for it again, too.
Glutton for punishment.
Yes. I'm afraid I just done it for drilled the hole about half an inch as far as anybody can see anyway.
That's... There you go. It's full length of the drill bit in there. Ye of little faith.
Oh, I had every faith. It was the people in the chat who were.
Yeah, it's the people in the chat.
Yeah. All right, Mark, we'll believe it. Right, so I'm just going to
It's amazing what the voice can do when you don't see the facial expression.
There's basically a collective sigh of relief coming from the chat.
So I'm just going to gently finish this off now.
Adam says, "Well done, Steve."
Thank you.
I think everybody should give Steve a round of applause now. That was a spectacular drilling. Alex of the wooden things said, "Keep the faith."
What's my guy's hands over his eyes?
No, that was me just.
All right. Right. So I'm going to sand it now. Thank you.
That's exactly what my thought was, Robert. Now he's cutting on it.
Be all right. Right. Let's sand it. I'm going to use Abranet to sand this.
You couldn't just leave a drill bit in there whilst you sand it. No, just give it a bit of stiffness. No.
Yeah, let's just hope I've got 3 minutes of sanding, eh?
Yeah, you're using Yorkshire grit.
Well, I don't know. We won't have enough meat for that. Yeah, of course we're using Yorkshire grit.
William Kenny says, "Well done, Sir Steve."
Thank you, sir.
Says Sir Drop a Lot. Don't call him Sir Steve. You just get a big head.
Oh,
He's called Sir Drop a Lot. And TC Woodwork says, "Never doubted you, Steve."
Who said that?
TC Woodwork. Never doubted you, Steve.
Good man.
Gerard the French Turner. Well done, Steve.
Thank you.
You proved them all wrong. Only you could manage that.
Well, I won't go that far.
Yeah, neither would I.
Careful, Brian, because he can see the screen. He can still see us too.
Do you have one of those French curve things, Steve? You know, sort of plasticky acrylic French curves.
What?
You used to get for technical drawing. I called them a French curve.
Never. Yeah, I know what you mean, but I haven't got one. No.
Wayne Bigfoot Woodcrafts in.
Oh, Wayne and Valerie.
Wayne and Valerie.
Wayne and Valerie. So Trevor Reed says, bravery rewarded. Good job. How long was the drill bit?
1.5 inches, no.
and TJ Turning says, you can put the tailstock up for a bit of support now.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Could do.
But I wouldn't squeeze it too hard.
I drilled that went in near the...
Going. See you later, Jigsy.
See you, Jigsy. That went in 75 mil, 3 inches that went in.
Very good.
Don McGee says he likes the shape. It looks Greek.
Yes. Ish.
Textile.
It's Greekish.
Greekish.
He's been on a diet.
Very skinny Greek.
Greek with a Norfolk accent.
Norfolk accent. Dave Oatley is in. Good evening, Dave. You are a bit late, but that doesn't matter, mate. It's Friday.
It's Friday. It's chill out day.
Yep. It's
on a Friday.
Have a cold one or a hot one.
74 watching, Steve.
Chill.
Oh, thank you very much, everybody, for coming over.
And you've been going 45 minutes.
Oh, is that all?
Yep. I've time to cut it now. How plain is the piece of wood?
Quite plain, I think.
I think it probably deserves a bit of colour.
Yeah, colour it.
Yeah, it's a bit plain, isn't it?
Mm.
Nice blues and greens might be nice.
Blues and greens.
Yeah, why not? No, like them pen blanks you make, kind of bluey greeny pen blanks. Come on, talking of pen blanks. Perhaps do you have a purple pen blank that I could purchase from you, my friend?
The only one I have, but it's translucent.
Oh. I have an order for a purple pen blank. That might do.
But if you hold up to the light, you can see through it. I can make you one if you want one.
I have a specific request for a purple pen.
Just purple. No wood in it, just purple.
Well, see, purple, I think solid purple might be a bit boring, I would have thought. Purple,
We'll have
a bit iridescence, a bit of sort of iridescence in it or something might be nice, you know.
I've got some oak burl. I could put a little bit of oak burl in one for you.
That'd be nice.
Colin from Woodturning by Colin suggests could do with a couple of burn lines. Terry from DJ Turning says that looks like maple.
Could be, Terry. Careful, Steve.
It's a bit rough there.
Yeah, don't sand through.
Where would you put the burn lines? Who suggested that?
Colin.
Colin from Woodturning. Where do you think you should put the?
Just below the fillet, maybe.
If I would put any burn, I'd put one in there and one in there.
Yeah.
If I was putting any burn lines in it.
3. One under the fillet, one either side of the bead.
See, that's you. So that's a 3 thing again. That's you in that 3 thing.
No, I wouldn't.
Three lines on each shirt.
I would put one in there and one there. That's it. Just to centralise that. That's what I would do personally. I wouldn't put one in the bottom there.
Classy idea, Andy. Andy H for Tunny says try purple with purple heart wood.
Yeah.
I've got a nice purple heart blank actually. It's a little bowl blank, but I could cut it up and make a pen blank. Oh, question for the gang. Has any region owner received a replacement function? William Kenny. I have received mine yesterday, and I assembled it.
Then put a video up.
Put the video up last night. There's a video on my channel showing you how simple it is to replace.
Can I just point out that Ruby agrees with me? Just saying.
Oh, Ruby always agrees with you, Mark. Just saying. Well, maybe not always.
It's like my big sister.
And Eric Winter says, do the basket weave.
Just block him. Just block him, will you?
Colin saying 1 at the top, 2 at the bottom.
No. Terry says, I would put 2 lines on the widest part of the body.
What do you know, Terry?
There and
there. Ruby says she's agreed with me. 1 under the fillet, 1 either side of the bead.
Yeah. So to go back to the record power lathe thing, if you are the owner of an Envoy or a Regent, you will also get, as a gift from Record Power, a 2-inch mini chuck or a 2.5-inch mini chuck. They're sending those out as a goodwill gesture to all those who have been affected by the safety recall.
Yes, C2.
Yes, C2 is correct.
Nice little lathe.
So you can have a
Really
look
nice.
at my video. It's on there. It shows you how to do it. It's very, very simple and straightforward, guys. The only difficulty is the weight of the headstock. I managed to lift it myself, so but it really is a kind of, so it'd be better if there was two people kind of lifting it and turning it over.
Question for you, Steve. When you make your pen blanks, what resin do you use, please? That's from Dave Oti.
Just 1 second and I'll show you. I use 2 different types depending on whether I'm putting pigment in it or whether I'm putting a translucent colour in it or whether I'm casting it clear. So let me just finish this and I will show you.
Thank you, Doc Miller. It would spun round.
And Ruby Claire suggests that she doesn't always agree with Mark.
No, she doesn't always agree with me. That's very true. She quite often tells me off.
I know this, Mark.
Turn that off. I'll turn the extraction off.
Now, Katie602 suggests I would use a texturing tool down the stem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't on that stem.
No,
You
no,
go through it.
yeah, it's only about 3. That's only about 2.5 mil thick either side. Right.
It would be perforated, not decorated.
So if I am using a translucent colour, like ain't got nothing here translucent really. Hang on. Let's say like this. So if I'm doing something was translucent, like that, so you want to glitter or something in it, I use a crystal clear dual cast epoxy resin. If I'm putting a pigment in it to make it look like, let's say, I don't know, like that with coloured resin in it, I use same make epoxy, but it's not a crystal clear resin. This is a lot. This is about 15-16 quid for 6 kilos cheaper than the crystal clear. So I use this if I'm putting pigments in. This has just got like a yellow tinge to it. So if you put in pigments in, it doesn't really matter. They both cure about the same time, both 2 to 1. I don't know if there's a link on in the description for those, but I'm doing a video in a couple of weeks about color and resin. So the link will be in the description then. So hope it helps. But like I say, if not, you can use a polyester resin, which is a lot cheaper if you're just trying out. If you're just playing around to learn how to use resin, this is on the description. The link for this is on the description. This is a polyester clear, perfectly clear, or crystal clear, should we say. The only difference with that is if you're using epoxy resin, you do 2 to 1. So 100 grams of A, 50 grams of B, 2 to 1 ratio in weight, that is. If you're doing the polyester resin, you add what they call a catalyst. So if it's a maximum of 2% to catalyst, so 100 grams of resin, 2% catalyst. But when I was doing deep pours, I was only putting 0.5% of catalyst in, because if not, you get thermal cracking. So go on.
Dave says many thanks. Ruby's asking, do you need a pressure pot?
If you're doing deep pours, yeah. All these pen blanks that I've cast, these are not done in a pressure pot. They're just left in the open air. I warm the resin up with a heat gun, so the bubbles can float to the top easily, and just keep popping with a hot air gun or a blowtorch. But if I'm casting bowl blanks or mixing wood and resin together, then I do put it in the pressure pot, because that forces the air out that'll force the air out from places where sometimes that can sit. So it's worth, if you can, get a pressure pot. You'd have to spend a fortune on a pressure pot. The pressure pot I got was only about 100 quid. I haven't got a proper resin pressure pot. I've got a paint pressure pot, which does exactly the same job. So
Dave says he's done some resin work with Glass Cast 50.
Yeah.
The cost was very high.
Yeah, glass cast is expensive. That's an epoxy, I believe, not a polyester, isn't it? But that polyester one is, I think, for a gallon, works out about £45, which is nearly half the price of the epoxy resin. So if you're learning and you're playing around, that's great to play with. And the only difference between the epoxy and the polyester resin is the polyester will go a lot harder. So when you turn, you have to be a bit more gentle with it, so because that will chip. Polyester, you're better off turning with carbides, really, because that will take the edge off your traditional straight away. But like I say, they are good. You get some beautiful finish. Well, nearly everything up until about a year ago, everything, all the resin projects I did was polyester resin, so you can get a good finish on it. You get a mirror finish on it. So, right, what we do? All right, calm down, son. Right, so what are we doing with this?
We're going to colour it now. Partly.
3 burn lines.
3 burn. I don't want 3 burn. I want 2.
All right, you go for 2 then, Steve. It's your piece. Never mind what Ruby Claire says or Mark says.
Oh, I don't want to upset anybody.
Woodturning.
Don't upset anybody.
Terry suggests you should put 2 burn lines on the fattest part of the body.
There and there. I'm going to put 1 in there and 1 there.
There you go, that'll do.
That's what I'm going to do.
So I just dropped in the link to that little record power video that I did last night, guys, if you want to have a look at it. Hedgehog. So Mark has just put in the chat. Can't tell some people, can you, Ruby? I'm waiting to see Ruby's answer to that one.
Yeah.
And Doug Miller says, and 1 below.
Yeah.
No, I don't want 1 below.
You have 1 below, so there you go.
You need to highlight the bead.
Steve is the creator.
The 2 lines on either side, highlight the bead, and then the top line of the bead highlights the center part with the one you've got up the top.
But I'm not going to colour it. I'm not going to colour it. I'm going to colour that one colour, that another colour, and that another colour.
Oh, tricolour buzz. Ooh.
Yes, he did, Hodge.
Good Wizardry by Colin says 3 would definitely look better.
Well,
Ruby Claire said, I'd have used a thin wire.
Alright, so.
He's ignoring us now.
Yeah.
Hodge Boy says, Steve, keep your shirt on.
Right, I need a brush.
I think you said that whilst you were cleaning your glasses, to be honest.
I have to use one of these brushes.
Dave Oatley says, you won't listen either, Mark. Keep telling you about the cream teeth being wrong.
Dave, you live in Lansing, mate. I'm not listening to you.
So I'm putting earth on this bit.
The eagle-eyed Mr. Glenn has suggested the flare on the end of the neck looks smaller. Did I miss something?
Yeah, Brian told me to turn it down.
Small catch on the end. Small catch with a spindle gouge.
You told me to turn it down.
Yeah, actually you had a small catch and knocked a piece out of the corner of it. How do you knock a piece out of a corner of a round thing? How does that work?
Chewy.
Just read
Harsh,
but probably true, Chewy.
Funny.
Said that wouldn't look nice on the fire pit. Oh well.
He has come back with only joking.
Who's that?
Chewy
Shed.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it?
It is. Hodgepodge suggested red, white, and blue, and you went with brown.
Brown, and brown.
That's the tricoloured buzz. brown, and brown.
Dave Oaty, now I know you're in the chat. Meant to say to you, mate, anytime you're over this way, feel free to hit me up with a message.
Then a bat.
And a big stick.
Right, I'm just going to get some water to wash my brush out. I'll be back in a sec.
You two could share a cream tea and fight over it. All you have to do is turn it upside down. It's fixed. It's no big deal. Mark's gone strangely quiet again, guys. Dave Oaty says, "Will do, Mark. Thanks." Where does Steve go?
So that they can hear it later on, because they're not in the chat at the moment. But I had the absolute pleasure today of meeting face to face with Jennifer Stroughton and her husband Mark.
Oh,
delightful couple. We had 3 or 4 fun-filled hours here in the workshop.
very good.
Did they clear it for you?
They didn't need to. It was clear before they got here.
Oh my God! No, I don't believe that.
Us?
Right. So body. Are we going blue or green?
Yeah, the Doug Miller suggests that the dark stain is a good alternative to the third burn line.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
What did you say? Blue or green? Did you say?
Blue or green?
Good on you, Adam.
What has Adam said?
Green first.
Green first.
Blue or green?
Blue.
Blue.
I think blue. Ruby Claire says earth. Adam says orange.
Orange?
Boy says earth, grass and sky.
Well, that's what I was thinking green and blue.
Earth, green, blue.
That's
David Vaughan says blue. Terry TJ Tunney says green. Eric Winkler, blue.
Oh, I don't know now.
Eric Winkler, blue. William Kennedy, green. Malcolm Douglas, green, then blue.
I'm thinking green then blue.
So it's like a plant growing in the soil and then reaching towards the sky.
So forest green or pear green? I think pear green to start with.
Pear green is lighter than forest green.
Brian's gone all waxing lyrical here.
I'm going all lyrical. And Terry says blue and brown don't go together.
And he is an artist.
Not just
Adam said orange flame and then natural. Podge Podge, orange and yellow. Alex of the wooden things, go for green and blue. Wavy Woodshed, forest green, pear green, honey.
Right, I'm going for forest green first. No, pear green.
Forest green's very dark.
Orange flame, then natural.
No, I always do flame and orange.
DJ Turner's gone green, then yellow. Colin says blue and green should not be seen without a colour in between.
I thought you would have done the dark green from the bottom up and kind of blend it up into the lighter green. There you go.
Blue.
What do I know? Paul Finley, Woodturning at home, says pink. Get out of here, Paul. And when did you sneak in? Evening, Paul. Paul's a fellow Ulster woodturner.
Do you like that pear green sometimes?
You like it?
Yeah.
That's forest green, is it not, he said?
No, it's pear.
It's forest.
No, it's
I
pear.
thought it was pear green. It's just not dark enough for forest green.
It's a nice pear.
That's what she said.
So what I'll do is I will stop it and I'll get a piece of sponge, not a sponge, a piece of cloth, and I'll put some forest in the bottom. So
Wayne of the Big Boots says green and more green with extra green. Good enough for Mother Nature. It's good enough for our workshop in Norfolk. Norfolk. Paul Finley says, sorry I was late. No need to be sorry, Paul. It's Friday. Chill out day. Kick back, have a beer, put your feet up, watch some nice wood turning on the goggle box.
What channel are you going to watch then, if you're going to watch a nice turning?
I'm watching this nice turning here. It's actually quite nice. It's got a bit anorexic, but it's all right.
Bit anorexic.
It is, aye.
Delicate is the word I'm going for.
No, it's anorexic, Steve.
All right.
We'll put the picture up at the end again, if you dare. So poor Joe has been suffering this last couple of days with the serious case of toothache, guys.
Yeah, hope she's feeling better.
I think she's at the dentist today, so I hope she's feeling a whole lot better today.
Yeah, I hope you feel better, Joe.
Nothing worse than toothache, boys. It's a terrible pain.
Terrible.
Oh, there is. There's a moaning wife. That's more worse than toothache.
Can you imagine a moaning wife with toothache?
It's as well. Nicky's not listening.
Hello, darling.
Mark, send Nicky a message, will you?
Ooch Kabivvy's in. Hi, Ooch.
All right, mate. How you doing?
Who'd you get, baby?
Been a while, buddy.
Yes. Right. So I'm just going to dab this.
I don't think
so long. It's been so long, I can't remember your name.
Dan, is it Dan?
Darren.
Darren, was it? Doug Muller just said Damo.
Dano.
Damo.
Damo, that's the one.
Damo. Sorry, Damo.
That's Damo. D-A-M-O. Damo.
It's Damo. He's
Australian. How you doing, mate? Nice to see you over.
He's asked what speed were you turning the lathe at, Steve?
Sorry?
Damo's asked what speed were you turning the lathe at, putting the colour on?
The colour was going on about 450, 500 RPM, something like that. Not very high.
Yorkshire has just said she was Joe was at the dentist today. She feels a lot better. I'm glad to hear that, Glenn.
Yeah, so it's good.
Tell her we said get better soon. Benjamin says hope he gets better soon. Better, Joe. After all his cheek.
All right, so that's all the green.
Ben's been very restrained tonight, hasn't he?
He is. He's being very sentimental after the mole remark the other night. Right. So let's get rid of those. So someone said honey at the top, not blue. Do you think that's too much of a variation in colour, or?
So Paul has just said, hi Brian, see you got your lathe fixed. And hello to everyone. I hope to be back turning this week. Why were you not turning? Oh.
Because of his lathe, I would imagine.
No, I don't think Paul has it.
Oh, does he not?
An envoy or a... I don't think it is anyway. Why have you not been turning, Paul? You haven't hurt yourself again, have you? You had a broken hand for a while.
All right. So are we doing honey on the top here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I think you should. Lots of suggestions for blue. I love the way you put the forest green on the bottom there, Steve. That's quite nice.
Just a little bit of cloth, just daubed on.
Yeah, it's nice though.
So we just
good effect. So if you add orange and bleak red, it could look like a sunset over an African grassland. What's that you've got on? What is that?
Honey, this is.
Honey, okay. That is a bit orangey, I suppose.
Yeah, that'll go down once I wipe a bit off of it.
Did you buy a set of them brushes, Steve, or?
Yeah, these brushes come from the range.
Right.
You get a set for about.
I haven't got it. Terry was talking about the range the other night there. We haven't got the range over here.
Yeah, it's a good store. They've got a range of stuff in there.
Apparently so. That's why it's called the range. They do lots of poster paint and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, I get all my acrylic paints from there as well. If I'm buying just normal, they come in a set like this. You get 10. Obviously, that purple one shouldn't be in there, but you get a tub like this for about £6, I think. So,
it's not bad.
You what, mate?
I said that's not bad.
No, it's good, and they're good brushes. They're not cheap and nasty brushes. They are quite good brushes.
Jean LH suggested I would have put honey on it.
It is honey. That's the colour I've just put on, honey.
Honey's a bit messy though, is it not? Oh, you mean the colour? Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
Ba-boom.
For now.
Ah, for now. There's a range in Belfast and about your road. What? That was there, Neil. Oh. Jared Fresh Tunnel says, nah, we have won the Cork. Okay, Jared. Apparently there's one in the Boucher Road. I'll have to go up and see.
We go there on Saturday, mate.
We could. We could call in that way if maybe I was to know you're coming too bloody early. Go anywhere. I'll bring you home, give you breakfast first. God's sake. 8 o'clock in the morning, ask somebody to pick him up at the airport. What's he like? And worse than that, he's got poor Pete out of his bed in Bristol at 5 o'clock in the morning to take him to the airport. Shocking.
Just inconsiderate, that is.
Kim and I got to get up at 2:30.
Oh, see, Paul's been painting after he had the gas heating put in. Well, that's important too, Paul, but turning's more important. It's the summer after all. Good wait.
Right. I don't want to go any further than that. I think if I go any further, that'd be too much.
Oh, we're being curious. Oh.
Sorry, what was that?
That's Neil. Neil M. has told me there's a range in Belfast now on a place called the Boucher Road. That's where all the car showrooms are as well, the Boucher Road, Belfast. But there used to be a big B&Q store there, and he says it's in there now because the B&Q is closed.
Right, so I'm going to spray sand and sealer on this because I don't want the colours mixing together.
Eric Winkler says, Steve, looks great. I'm off, I'm late for work.
See you later, Eric. Thanks for coming over.
My little dogs are not happy with me. They're at the door. I can hear them sniffing under the door.
Oops. Dry off with a hair gun. Put a couple of coats of sand and sealer on it.
Robert from Hodgepodge at Goodwork says, kind of looks like a backwards carrot.
Backwards. I hate to see the carrots you eat, son. If you eat carrots like that, can explain why you speak to cuddly toys.
Adam suggests a design change. He says, drill a hole in both ends, and it could work both ways up. You're not very these are not being very nice there, Steve.
The drill ain't going to meet in the middle, is it?
Not a chance, no. You only drill it 3 inches, the stem's 4 inches deep. You only drill it 3.
Chicken, you lot will go, no further, no further.
That was just us trying to save your blushes. We're just coming up on 9 o'clock, Stephen. You've got 71 people watching.
Oh, thank you everybody for staying over. Hope we haven't bored you too much or abused you too much or whatever. Last coat of sand and sealer.
I haven't abused anybody this evening. I've been very subdued, apparently. Mark's definitely subdued. He's chatting up. He's obviously chatting up Kim on his phone.
Yeah, he's on the phone all the
obviously.
time.
His head's down in that phone all the
time.
Every
time I look up, he's looking at his phone.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You know,
yeah. We should have invited somebody else here.
Yeah, we should have had somebody who wanted to be here.
You're funny.
Yes, we are. Yes, entirely. You can tell Kim that too.
All right, so I'm just going to dry this off because we put.
Adam says, I turned my phone round. It looks great. It stood on the earth end. Terry from TG Tunning says, burnish it with shavings.
Yeah, just got to make sure the sand and seal is dry first, mate. I ain't got many shavings. They're all bits, really, but we'll try it. Turn it up.
Careful that rubber glove doesn't catch.
Carefully don't burnish through the neck.
It's thicker than that. It's thin, Jim, but not as we know it. That's shined up nicely there, isn't it? With the old shavings.
It's no real shavings, them all.
Yeah,
Dustin.
No, Steve, it was very tame tonight.
Very tame? What was very tame?
The chat then.
Those shavings don't look like that was cherry, to be honest.
It's maple, apparently. According to our resident expert, Terry from TG Turning.
I need to get a piece of Scotch Brite in there because I can't get in there.
Scotch Brite. I've had this discussion before, but these Scotch Brite pads are equivalent to that orange one's equivalent to what? 1,000 grit or something?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's quite high.
Yes.
The white one, I got the white one, the burgundy one, and the yellow one. The white one's virtually infinity, you know, it's really high, the white one. The red one's about 600, I think. But it's only just to get rid of that. Any little rough bits that are cured when you put your...
Yeah, just de-nibbing it, basically.
Yeah, that's it.
Bits that's raised up.
So I've got to say, now you've coloured that piece, it looks transformed it, to be honest.
It looks what?
You've transformed it.
Oh, right. Thank you. So what am I going to put on to finish it? I think...
Question from Colin at Wood Wizardry. Has anyone tried the citrus burnishing oil from Hampshire Sheen yet?
This one?
I certainly won't be trying it because it costs far too much to get it here.
That one? No, I haven't tried it yet.
You missed a chance then, didn't you? You could have used that.
I could have done, but I haven't used it before, so I don't know how to use it. I know this. You have to use. Apparently, you use it very similar to friction polish, but obviously, but you get a matte finish on it, not a shine.
All right, we don't want that then.
So I want a high gloss on this, really. So
Ben German says those shavings look like sweet chestnut.
Yeah.
So the answer to your question, I think, Colin, is nobody's used it yet.
No, I've had it a while, but I just haven't had a chance to have
play
a play
with
with it. Yeah, play with it, and I won't use it on a live until I know how to use it properly.
Absolutely. Paul Finlay, Woodturning at home, says, very nice, Steve.
Thank you, sir. So I'm going to put some high gloss.
Hodgepodge says, that doesn't look at all inappropriate.
It's just your mind, Robert.
Absolutely. Spending too much time with that other character. Steve Flex says, watch Steve's a drop it, we'll drop it when he cuts it off.
There's always a chance.
That's a possibility.
Yeah, there's always that possibility.
Oh, Neil M says, apparently the woodshed have citrus oil in now, Brian. Oh, thanks, Neil.
So I'm actually going to let that sit for a couple of minutes so that's soaking a little bit. I don't normally on a live, but I'm going to.
Yeah, I did on Thursday.
What? Let it sit?
Oh, I might as well.
For a minute or two.
We might as well do it proper.
You're supposed to let it sit and let the solvents kind of dissipate a little bit.
Yeah. So.
Kind of almost like a drying process, if you like. So.
Chewy shit. No Yorkshire grit.
No, sorry, I coloured it. Sorry. We ain't got Joe to sing for us.
That's it. No Joe to sing, but we don't use Yorkshire grit on every project, guys. We're doing lots of projects, but not every project.
Terry,
You're frozen, Mark. Oh, there you're back.
Brian, Terry said something. Nobody cares.
Oh, no.
What's he saying?
Sorry, Terry. No, don't care.
Apparently, the hut wood turning shop is your part of the island. Got a delivery from Martin. It's not listed on their website yet. Richard Phelan. It's called the woodshed, not the hut.
Question is, Terry,
Yeah.
Trouble is, Terry, does Ruth know about this new delivery you've had? Oh, she will do now. Mark's now messaging her.
I just messaged her.
TJ Turning says, I've got a new skew chisel and haven't used it since yesterday. He has got a new skew chisel, and I'll burst his bubble. It's the Colwyn Way skew, and he loves it.
And he'll be bragging about it all day Monday
He
in
was
his life.
bragging about it like a mad thing yesterday. It's right, Steve. He was terrible.
He had to unveil it last night in a chat just to show us that he had it. We all had to be dragged in a hangout just so he could show us how to use it, that he had this new skew. He's like a child.
Yep, he was like a kid at Christmas. You may actually get to see it on Monday. So look out for that, guys.
He only had.
I'll have to. Wait till I finish here, Mark. I'll have to tell you that he's an expert with it. It's well worth watching.
He only had 5 or 6 catches with it yesterday, didn't he?
Yeah. Then we told him he got to turn around and cut with the chisel end and not the handle. Right, let's polish this off.
Oh, Adam, don't ask him about it. He'll tell you about it now.
It definitely looks different with the colour. Nicely done, Steve.
Thank you.
Terry says, I just wanted to see Mark cry.
And he did.
And you almost did, I have to say.
Tool envy. There was severe tool envy.
Tool envy was yeah. There was a bit of tool envy, I have to say. It's not listed on our website yet.
I had a choice, see? I either bought a new skew or went on holiday with a woman I love to see this bloke.
To see this bloke? Is this bloke you're referring to, the Scottish fellow?
Yeah.
Who's getting out of his bed early to come pick you up at the airport?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Do appreciate it.
If you appreciate, you'd buy him a Colwyn Way skew.
TJ Turning has said, yes, Adam.
There's no point doing that, Steve. The last person I bought a skew I didn't use it for 4 months.
Yeah, I know, but you can't hurry perfection.
Or even.
If Wavy Woodches says, Terry, is it any good for opening tins of wax? It is perfect for that. Absolutely perfect.
Look at that shine. Pretty.
And Robert from Hodgepodge says, Mark is a lost cause now, guys. He chooses women over tools.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Have you seen a picture of my girlfriend? It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And Ruby Claire says, is there an Axminster near you, Mark?
Yes.
There is indeed. It's not very far away at all. How far away is it, Mark?
45 minutes.
45 minutes. Just
outside Exeter, Ruby. So if you come down on the train to Exeter, I dare say we could go to Axminster. It's only 10 minutes from Exeter.
You could buy a new lathe, Ruby. No, not that you need another one. Like
15 minutes, maybe.
So I've just got a little bit of wax in there.
William Kenny says, the skew scares the bejesus out of me. Bejesus. It's a good Irish word. Bejesus.
Right, so I just got to pile it off now without dropping it. Is that what we're saying?
Thank you, Terry.
Terry says, hey, Robert, he's punching way over his weight.
He is.
Absolutely.
He is. He definitely is.
Absolutely, I have to say. And Ruby says, great. She's looking forward to visit the Axminster. I'm falling out with Axminster.
Right, let's part this off then.
Robert says, I get it now. Treat her right and hope she will buy you that tool in return. There may be a cunning plan involved. And Wayne Bigfootsies has said, Terry, the Call Me Skew is awesome for finial work, isn't it? Well, Terry can attest to that. On the chat we had last night, Terry turned a piece of green heart down to 1 millimetre.
He did break it though.
Eventually. It was about 4 inches long though, before it broke at 1 mil.
So I just need to clean that up. Just get a chisel to clean that up.
And Adam says...
To be fair, he did turn about 25 finials last night.
Yep. And Terry has reminded you that that's the original Axminster shop that you're talking about.
That's where Colwyn Way works as well. Ben the Ben and all the others, where they film their YouTube videos from.
Okay.
Is that why Colwyn talks with a funny accent?
Because he's a good Devon boy.
He's a Devon boy.
Talks proper.
Door 60 says that's very nice, Steve.
Like the rest of you heathens.
And you didn't drop it, taking it off the lathe either.
I didn't.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Oh.
Wayne of the Bigfoot says Valerie starts at 1 mil. She does a bit. She's miniaturized.
Trying to find a piece of wood to stick on there so I can stand on it.
Something to stand on.
Oh, it's too low now. Bloody hell.
For goodness sake, get a grab, Steve.
It's one or the other.
It's a 2.5 inch piece you need.
There
we go.
Hey, bravo, bravo.
Apparently, TJ Turner says we're all good Devon boys.
Well, you and I, Terry, we are.
Old. Stop it, you're boring me.
Is there something special about Devon then, or what?
God's country.
It's a beautiful colour.
God's country. Show me God. Show me God. Show me God, and I'll believe it.
We're the chosen ones.
Yeah, me too.
The rest of you just make up the numbers.
Yeah, right.
Hugh Shed says the prices at Axminster have gone up a lot now.
Everything's gone up. Robert Sorby, everything's gone up, mate.
Yeah,
25% almost.
Everything in the whole country's gone up, from basic materials to hobby stuff. It's ridiculous.
Damo has said very nice work. TC Woodwork, very nice. Andy Best, round of applause. Andy's for turning, very nice. Steve, well done.
Thank you.
Steve Fleming, very nice demo, thanks. Ruby Claire, well done, Steve.
Thank you, Ruby. So we went. Go on, sorry.
DJ Turning, very nice, Steve. Love the colours. Apart from the brown bottom, I don't like the brown bottom. It's a bit
brown.
It's a bit brown, yeah.
So, intrinsic colours: honey, pear green, forest green, and then coated with a layer of Hampshire Sheen high gloss wax to give us that nice sheen. And if you wanted a deeper sheen than that, or shine, you could have put several layers of Hampshire Sheen over the top. Gradually, you should really leave it 10 minutes before you buff it, but obviously we didn't leave it that long. But looks nice. I like it. Turned out nice.
Yep, I do know.
And to be honest, it doesn't look like the book, because I don't think the picture in the book is the right proportion. I don't think that's in ratio. But
the diagram picture maybe, but what about the other picture on the left-hand side?
What about the finished picture?
That one. If that was a bit wider there. But even that says 110 mil from there to there, and that's what that is.
I tell you what's wrong with you, Steve, just need a bit more of a shoulder.
Here. Needs to be a bit wider there.
Just a bit wider, that's all it's wrong with it.
That was all
But
right.
it looks nice the way it is. It's fine. It's a lovely piece. these pieces are open to interpretation, and that's what makes it such a unique hobby.
Well, like I say, I did turn it a bit too much down. I got a bit happy with the rough and gouge, but never mind. It's what it is.
60 says, great demo, Steve. Thank you.
Ruby says it needs a flower to finish it off.
Wayne of the Bigfoot says that most axemen are less. They've gone up by £50.
I haven't got a flower. Sorry.
You haven't got a fake, like a silk flower in your workshop to stick in a
I always carry one of those, Brian.
I have 3 or 4 in the drawer in my workshop all the time.
Well, just send me one over and I'll stick it in.
Okay, mate. I'll do that. I'll do that.
No, I haven't got
another parcel for Steve.
Another parcel for Steve. Gene LH says, very nice, Steve. Makes a change to see someone use green for colouring.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't use any of the natural colours. Brown, pear, green, forest. I don't use any of those very much at all. I should do really. I think I did last autumn. Last autumn time, I think I did a platter with the autumn colours on it. But
yeah, well done, Robert. Robert suggests you should give that to Nikki so she can put a flower in it that she buys for herself.
She don't need flowers. I just bought her a bloody treadmill. What more she want? Blood?
I think you bought yourself a treadmill.
No. That was her idea. Actually, that was your. I think I should send you the bill for it. It was your bloody fault.
No.
Clint suggests, Steve, that you should use the flower that you wear in your hair.
I can't, Glenn. My hair would get in my eyes if I did that.
Jared French Turner says, nice one. Sorry, got to go. Early rising. Oh, 2 funerals tomorrow. Jeez.
Adam's asked a valid question, actually. Brian, where's your sticker? Can't see it.
Come and think of that.
I'm waiting for it.
Well, have you not got one? Did I not send you one?
No.
Oops.
No.
I could have put it in that parcel today and I didn't. Oh dear.
I don't know.
I'll send you a couple. Jeez.
Is there a smudge mark on that camera?
Oh, Brian, I gave one of your little...
Oh, did you?
To Jennifer and Mark today.
Jennifer, good man. Thank you.
Right, so I think we're there. Right, let's bring you guys back.
I couldn't give him an SKkrafts one because...
You haven't got any.
No, I got
because SKkrafts never gave you any.
I did give you. Nick said I did. Nick said I gave them to you.
Actually,
yeah,
about that.
Actually, yeah.
There are Kim's because you left them on the sideboard at Kim's.
Actually, yeah. See, so I did give you some. Yeah. So all that stuff you chanted to me yesterday was rubbish, and I knew I'd get. I might be from Norfolk, but I ain't stupid.
But in my defence, you left them at Kim's.
Here we go. Why would I leave them? I think you took them to Kim's.
Oh, jeez.
Because you stayed the night at Kim's.
TJ Turning's in the act now. He says, you didn't send me one either, Brian. Right, Terry, I'll send you one tomorrow.
Right, so there we go.
Terry, I've got yours here.
Nice little bud vase. There you go, Terry. Stop your bleeding. Mark's got them.
Yeah.
Nice little bud vase.
Lovely little bud vase. Yep. Absolutely lovely, Steve.
So thank you very much for everybody who came over and joined in. As always, it's been a pleasure to spend time with you guys.
Still got 75 watching.
Have I?
Yep.
Yeah. EastEnders must still be on. Ah, Door 60's in. Hello, Door.
Oh, Door's been in for ages.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. I said hello to Door when he came in.
Right, yeah. So Sunday we are. Well, obviously the hashtag has already been announced because it's on Friday's live link. So, so I shall be starting it off as always on Sunday, and then what we'll do? Are we going to let it run for 2 weeks? Because a week's not long enough for people to have a go, is it?
Mark, could you give Terry Bartlett one of my stickers there?
Yes, will do.
Thank you.
So, Brian.
Yes, mate.
Are we letting the hashtag run for 2 weeks?
Yes.
Because a week ain't really long enough for people to get a chance to get into their workshop. That would bash. So we'll let it run for 2 weeks, and then we'll do the same as we did before. If you guys email me, message me, however you send it to me, the pictures of your
Creations.
Creations, yeah, good word. Then what I'll do is I'll do a collage like I did before of everybody pieces. So
compilation video.
That's the one. Compilation video. We'll do that. Shall I? I'll tell you. It's a mushroom. This month's challenge. Me, Brian, and Terry sat down a couple of weeks ago and worked through a new.
This was about midnight, between midnight and 1 o'clock in the
morning. Yeah. We're not going to call it a challenge. Me and Brian, well, we all had a discussion the other night. We're not going to call it a challenge because we don't want people. Well, for two reasons. There's obviously there's the YCCC challenge where we don't want to step onto that, and the other thing, it's not a challenge as such. It's just to get you guys in your workshop
involvement.
Yeah, because I don't know about you guys. That I come in here some days want to turn, so I'm like, what do I turn? Do I do another bowl? Do I sound different? That's why we end up doing the same things over and over again. So the idea of this was that we just get you guys to turn something, well, taken part, so the whole community can take part together and show us each other what we can all do. So Brian, myself, and Terry sat up till stupid o'clock one night, and we've now got enough to do till I think December 2022.
Yep, that's correct.
So we've got not a project. We've got a hashtag for every month, and what we're trying to do is we're trying to do the hashtags. So if there's something specific in that month for like a seasonal thing, we're going to try and roll it around something seasonal. So that's the plan. So this month's is a mushroom. So I'm going to kick it off on Sunday by turning the mushroom. Doesn't matter how big, how small, what shape. Obviously, is your interpretation of a mushroom. So anything can happen.
So probably will.
Yeah, so I probably will. So I'm going to kick off Sunday. So like I said, it's going to run for 2 weeks. So on Sunday, I'll announce the date that I would like everybody's pictures in, and then that'll give me a chance to get it all done and ready for not the following Sunday, but the Sunday after that.
Sunday after, yeah.
Yeah. So it gives you 2 weeks. So that's that. On next Friday we have Mike Walt on as our special guest airworm. So Mike has agreed. I've been trying to get Mike on ever since I started doing the special guest airworms, and he's been so busy. And then obviously COVID hit. He was working through COVID, so I eventually managed to tag him down, and we've managed to arrange a date. And next Friday is the day he's coming on. He's on holiday, and he's agreed to come on while he's on holiday. So I really do thank him for that. So make sure you come over and check Mike out because it's going to be a great show. Absolutely. I mean, I've been watching Mike before I started, so I can't wait to get Mike on. He's a great guy, so funny.
Lots of questions for colouring, by the way. Lots of questions about colouring.
Yeah,
and also questions about how you put wings on goblets to make them fly better.
And masking tape. He loves questions about masking tape, does Mike?
He absolutely is the world's expert on masking tape.
All right,
an international colourist.
Yeah. Not naturist, colorist. So, with that, we're going to go. So, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming over and joining us. Hope you've enjoyed yourself. Hope we've had I know it's been a bit tame tonight, but, I didn't mess up too much. So, anyway, I'm going to go. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for coming in and helping me out.
You're welcome, Steve, anytime.
So,
chat for coming along.
Is Ed on tomorrow?
No.
I don't think so, no.
I don't know.
Robbo's
on tomorrow.
Morning, yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow, 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, Robbo will be on. But after that, I ain't got a clue who's on. So if you subscribe to them, they will be in your link. So anyway, guys, have a great weekend. Speak to you soon. Take care. And good night from me.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Good night.
Hey, guys.